What up, Chipper Chaps? This is Chipper Chap Chat, episode 131. I am FooRay,
I'm Chamba.
and we're going to talk about some nerdy stuff. This is where we podcast about podcasty things, most of them comic book related, manga related, video game related, sometimes wrestling related or music related,
Sometimes toys.
sometimes toys even, sometimes action figures. Oh, we can even
Mm.
talk about the Wolverine.
Oh, we
Oh,
can.
oh,
I know next month, end of next month will be, was it Toy Fair and Wonderfest.
Wonderfest.
So, but I will be there, I think, end of next month ish. So,
Oh, snap, some more on the same screen episodes.
yes, hopefully we'll record there this time. I think last time we didn't get a chance. We streamed once.
We did stream
We did
one.
stream, yeah, but we had to record the audio when we were already separate. So that
Yeah,
was
this
it.
was the Spider-Man
And
and
Venom, yep.
did we talk? We talked about the Spider-Man trailer, right?
Yeah, we did a whole episode on our teasers.
You know, sort of related to that, but kind of unrelated to that. I ended up getting into a random conversation with people at a bar. As I was coming out of a bathroom, I heard three guys talking about the Spider-Man trailer.
Did you converse with them?
Oh, I had to. I was like, dude, I'm sorry to interject in the middle of this, but I have to be a part of this conversation.
And because it's in a bar, everything's good, right?
Yeah, it was when we went out for karaoke for Rumi's birthday,
Cool, cool.
and they were talking about Mysterio and the whole thing, and one guy was saying to them what I had said on the
Yep.
episode of he thinks it's Mysterio, yada yada, and I was just reinforcing his point.
Mhm.
We were not expecting it, or they were not going with it, and I'm like, I'm telling you, man, your friend's not lying to you. If you know the character at all,
Yeah.
don't follow none of the hype. All those Easter eggs, all the look at the Hydro Man number and look at the Sandman number on the back of the license plate and all that stuff. It's malarkey. I hope there's no 6-year-olds that watch this podcast. They very much should not be
They
listening to.
shouldn't be. We swear a handful.
But in any case, spoiler alert to the ones that are older than that. Because, bruh, I just think I feel like there's no way that's not how it goes. But it's only because we're old now and we've seen all
Yeah,
the stuff. We
we
read all,
have.
we've seen all the stuff.
Like, I would like to still be surprised by what we see.
I would love to be. I think what we're going to be surprised by
Is how
is
they get to that point.
is how they get to that point
Yes.
and how Gyllenhaal actually plays the character.
Yes. Absolutely. I don't like
We don't
knowing
we don't have a live action interpretation of Mysterio ever.
exactly.
We know
No,
what the basis of his character is.
exactly. I think knowing the character is not a bad thing. It's like knowing the history is not a bad thing because again, being a fan of the characters in the story, we should know enough about them, but it's how they present it.
Right.
That
And you
should be
can't be mad at them for being like true to the character, and you're like,
yes.
oh, it's too predictable
Yeah.
because you know who the character is. We're like, well, yeah, that's because we're being true to the character. You can't be like, well, spoiler alert, Spider-Man gets spider powers. They showed it in the trailer. Spider-Man gets spider powers.
Hmm.
Well, that's part of it. If you're gonna do the origin, they're like, oh, spoilers. Uncle Ben got shot. You know,
Spoilers. He's got an Aunt May. Ooh.
man, some of the stuff they're doing with Aunt May. Really curious how that's gonna go. In any case, what's the first?
First thing is the Shazam TV spot.
Right, right. What did you think of that?
I think it looks cool.
I also thought it looked cool.
Like they did the whole Chamba and Man of Steel had they did the flying fast and then punching type deal with Superman and Zod.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It looks like they do something similar here with Shazam or slash Captain Marvel and the villain, and I'm like, yeah,
Right. They're doing like a homage to Superman.
yeah, do that, do that. I want you know what? I don't want this film to be garbage.
What did you think of the when he jumps into the air and makes the like Z shape with his
I
body.
think it looked rad. Like that moment, I was like, that is sick.
Right. It's very like true to the kind of
It's
stuff they.
very comic-y. If a kid saw that and didn't think that was cool, that kid's a weirdo. But if a kid saw that, they would go, "That's legit." He just jumped off the edge of a building, yelled
Right.
Shazam, and he literally turned into a superhero. That is cool as.
Um, they showed in that TV spot them go through a hallway
Mm,
with a bunch of like statues of monsters on the side.
mm,
And in Shazam lore,
mm.
he has a back history of fighting the seven deadly sins.
Cool.
And I've heard, I don't know if it is true, but I've heard that a bunch of the other like orphan kids that make up what Shazam's family, the Shazam family,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
movie, like they've cast already the girl that would be Mary Marvel or
I
the
think they
kid.
called the Marvel family
Yeah.
originally or something like that. Yeah.
So I don't think they call them Marvel family. They call them Shazam family.
Really? In the old comics, it doesn't matter because they're all the Marvels. That's why.
The comics they would have been calling them that are very old now.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
But in any case, those kids are in there. So I'm wondering if that is like a setup for the
Sequel.
will be his friends getting the powers,
Yeah.
or if there is the friends get the powers at the end of the movie for the third act, and they have to fight the dude with the eyeball and a bunch of the little monsters, and his friends have to help.
I'm down
Or
with it, man. I'm down with it.
I'm not as familiar with a lot of the Shazam family. Like I know Mary Marvel because she's been around for a grip. But I didn't. I don't think I was really reading them
Mm-mm.
when they were doing the whole family. Like most of the Shazam comics I've read, where it's comics and Shazam is in it, are him fighting
In
Superman
Kingdom
or
Come.
not even Kingdom
Oh,
Come. It
just in
was
general.
yeah, just in general. It was actually I think it was drawn by oh man, what's that dude's name? Middleton or something. He was the guy that was on the X
Okay. Yep. Yep.
my
Yep.
X
Yep.
forever. But I thought the art was cool. I liked that he drew like Shazam all like bulked out and whatnot because I'd not seen him do any of that. I'd only seen him draw like wafy girls.
Right. Right.
Um,
He's good at
but
that.
I thought that looked cool. But in any case, I've not had a lot of exposure to his books by himself. I think I remember being like, oh man, they made him kind of look cool when they put the hoodie on him. I was like, that's interesting looking. I think Rockefort or something did some artwork.
Yeah. Maybe.
Interesting looking. I like the way that he draws them. Maybe not enough to pick up the book because I
But
don't read DC comics, but
right. He looks cool though, and
it
Shazam
looks.
always seemed like a cool character.
I like the approach they're going with the
Yeah.
big. What do you? But at this point, now that we've seen so much of it, how do you feel about the look of him in the suit?
I'm fine. Like it doesn't bother me.
Doesn't phase you at all
It
when he's
doesn't phase me. Like I know he's not. It's obviously a muscle suit,
yeah,
But I'm like, all right.
yeah. Do you think it could have still worked if it was The Rock doing it? Like if he had said, "I'm going to do the Shazam instead of Black Adam" when they gave him the choice.
Probably. I still think it could have.
Do you think if they gave us the exact same trailer, but all the scenes where Zachary Levi is in it, it's The Rock?
Would it have worked?
Yeah, would it have worked the same way?
Um, I don't see why it wouldn't.
I feel the only reason why I think it would be an issue is I don't even think it would be an issue, but it would be way funnier. Is the kid's reaction to seeing his friend turn into like a big ass Samoan dude is
Well,
different
for
than
sure.
if oh maybe that's what he looks like when he's older. Like clearly not because
Right, but I think it'd be probably safer to assume that if it were The Rock as cast as Shazam, the kid Billy Batson would be.
oh a little Samoan kid.
Yeah,
You think so,
I
or
think so.
they would just have it distinctly be the
Nah.
kid into a completely separate entity. He's turning into
Because I know in the book originally it was supposed to be that that is the future Billy Batson. That's what he's
something
supposed to look like.
into that
Yeah,
form.
he essentially would grow into that form.
It's interesting.
So it'd be weird. It's like you turn into a big brown dude.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I had assumed. Like if they were to cast The Rock as Shazam, it would be a little brown kid.
Hmm.
So
I don't know if that would be as important to me that he be a little brown kid.
I don't think it's going. I don't think it would be, but it wouldn't come. They would take that opportunity and do it.
I think it would, to me personally, the logic of it works better to me if he doesn't turn into the older version. Because, like, think of it this way: if you're going to keep that franchise going
Right.
and that kid grows up,
Yeah.
you will see he's not going to turn into Zachary
I
Levi,
know.
or
I
you
know.
know.
I know.
So if he's turning into a different dude, he could
Sure.
that little kid could still grow up to be 20 and still be doing the movie where he's like some normal schlub who turns into
Right.
the.
Right. The Rock.
I mean,
Yeah. I
that's
don't
kind
know. I
of,
think it's more clown in that way, but I would. Don't get me wrong. I think that kind of makes sense to an extent. Like what you're describing kind of does make sense because it's like one that is a superhero
right,
form.
right,
No one's gonna ever know that it's a little white boy.
exactly.
Or if he's an adult at this point, no one's gonna know that you're an adult male white guy that will turn into Dwayne Johnson.
Your secret identity is completely
Oh,
safe.
completely. No one will ever know.
Exactly, man.
How about if they
You'll,
change it so that like Captain Marvel's a girl, or Shazam's a like a power girl, for example, but it's a dude.
I think that shit would be hella funny, but it would have to be where like the dude is like almost 50 and like super overweight.
Right, but then when he becomes a superhero, he becomes into like a super.
He becomes Power Girl
He becomes a
basically.
power girl. That'd be hilarious. Hey, you want a different superhero? Right there.
That's the one, man.
Right there.
The one.
People would probably get annoyed by that though.
Probably. So, what do you think? You think that one's gonna be good? I know you want it to be good, but do you
I
think
want it
it's
to be good. Do I think it's gonna be good? I think it's got a chance of being as fun as Aquaman, I guess. Because
that's
to me,
fair?
Aquaman is like it's a fine film. It's not amazing, but it wasn't like Suicide Squad.
How do you think it stacked up to Black Panther?
It's about the same to me, man.
That's
And
I have a sort of similar opinion in the amount of fun that I had.
yeah,
Wouldn't say quality though, just because I feel like scene transitions were never as jarring.
no, but I
Like
mean
all
on
the characters were developed in a way that was less dumb. But Black Panther, I think, was hit bad by that third act.
that's why that third act was.
That's really it. It's
Here's
those
the
first
thing.
few.
Everyone praises Black Panther. I'm probably gonna get hate for this. I don't give a shit.
Well, whatever.
That third act was fucking. I rewatched it because it's on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, is it Netflix or Stan? I forget which one. I rewatched it. I'm like, first two acts are great. That third act, I'm just like,
Not even all of it. It's just the whole third act section that is the CGI
the
pan.
pure CG.
That's the stuff that
I
is
hate it
garbage.
so
I
much.
feel
I
like
hate it so much.
all the stuff where up until where Killmonger puts that suit on, and all the stuff once he is out of the suit and he is
Great.
given speeches and stuff is all
Yeah,
fantastic. It's just the CGI on CGI fight in a CGI environment was so abruptly a cartoon
dude.
that
Also, the Captain Marvel trailer.
yeah.
I saw it on a big screen, right?
Hmm.
And when she's flying in space, I just
Yeah,
giggle.
for me, it's just the one shot where she
Yeah,
looks.
it's when her neck just grows. It looks like it's
It's
like
like
double the length.
so that you can
Yeah, I'm
see.
like, you can't do that.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like
You
that
can't
part.
do that.
Somebody on a trampoline do motion capture, man.
It's not hard.
It shouldn't be. I'm sure you're doing lots of motion capture for stuff anyway. They did it for
And
the
you know
Spider-Man.
these films are expensive too, and I'm like, how did you let this pass? The suit looks great.
I mean,
The light up hair looks great. The blasts and all that look great.
everything
And
is in progress until the movie is out. So
that llama neck, man, no good.
Dominic is not good. Anyway, what else is on the
I'm just a bit of. I wrote down an anime. The trailer for Promare came out. It's done by Studio Trigger. They've done a bunch of anime series, and this is their first feature. And it
I
looks cool.
looking at it, I feel like trailer was a bit of a reach. That clip was like 10 seconds or
Yeah,
something.
it's a teaser. It was the first. It's the first
Everything
actual tease.
looked fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. I have no idea. I think it's about. It's got to do with something like firemen.
Yeah, I was gonna. It looked to me like maybe that was just from the guy's design, like he's
Yep.
painting and stuff, but I couldn't tell what was going on story wise. I was just
Yep.
like,
No
okay,
idea.
cool.
But I'm very keen. It looks cool. The designs look great, and I trust this studio in terms of the animation. So
Right. I mean,
that
it's
should be
gonna be
good.
that no matter what.
Also, I didn't write this down, but they showed like I guess it's a TV spot maybe, just
Hmm.
a clip from Alita,
Oh yeah, yeah.
the rollerball one, the racing one.
Oh, a clip or just the TV spot? Because I
It
saw a new
might is it
spot, but
is it part of the TV spot? I'm not sure if it's part of because it just popped up is all when I was watching YouTube.
you didn't watch it.
I watched like maybe 20 seconds of it, but it looks good.
Yeah, everything I've seen for it looks
I'm
good.
that's
The
out
only
in like
thing that's odd though, because it's got like a narrator on it, and it's
oh
like
I had the volume down, but
the newest hero from the producers of Avatar.
oh okay, I didn't see that then.
Yeah, I'm like, that's weird. That's a weird choice because it doesn't line up with any of the other trailers and stuff they've done. But maybe they're like testing out new marketing since it's almost
Maybe.
coming. I
All I
really
know
want
is
it
test.
comes out
I'm watching
Valentine's
it.
year.
Yeah, same here. I think Valentine's Day. I was like, I'm gonna watch that.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm gonna watch
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I'm very very keen on that one.
I
Is it?
wasn't. I wasn't even expecting them in when we were looking at the early trailers. Like obviously, a lot of these effects take a while
Yeah,
to complete. But when we were looking at the early trailers, I legitimately wasn't even expecting them to get into any of that stuff
I
necessarily.
didn't either, but sign me up.
Oh yeah, man. It looks hardcore. I can't wait.
Yeah, I cannot wait. That one should be very fun.
All that mess, man. And the whole time I'm like, Robert Rodriguez, like look at how true he was to those Sin City comics.
That's the thing that I'm thinking people are forgetting.
That doesn't mean the story is gonna be like perfect, but
Right.
I those visuals are gonna be on.
Yeah. I think visually people are probably I don't know what people are expecting visually. I'm like, dude, I mean, you've got the producer who's been wanting to do this film for like ever.
Right.
And the only reason why he's not doing it himself is because he's got like four movies he's freaking making.
Exactly.
So he got the next best guy he could think of, who probably made one of the best comic adaptations.
Exactly, dude. And they threw all the tech they possibly could at it.
Yeah, you know that's all of James Cameron's like. Yep, you could. Yeah, I developed. We developed all this stuff for Avatar. Just use it.
Rodriguez loves hitting crazy angles and spin
Yep,
goes around and stuff.
and it looks
This is one where I'm like,
good.
I want to see this in IMAX.
I kind of do too, but
See this with some 3D glasses on.
I would like to see this in 3D. I would
Yeah,
like to
man.
see this in
This
3D.
looks like if you're gonna see a movie like this, it seems like take in the visuals as best you can.
Yep.
However you think best you can is, do best you can because the visuals are gonna be bonkers.
Hey, if I could catch this in like 40, I would.
Yeah. Oh man, it sucks. I mean, when do you come back to the States?
I'll be back there. When is I gotta
I think
find
you're
the
gonna
date
we're
for
gonna see it a second time because you show up, I think, right after this comes out.
like 10 or so days after that comes out.
Should still be
10,
around.
10, 11 days. Oh, if it's out of the cinema by then, there's something real wrong then.
That's what I'm saying. It should still be
There's
around if
something
it's.
real wrong if it's out of the cinema by then. But yeah. When am I? I'll be there like late Feb.
Yeah, I was thinking specifically like still be around in IMAX and shit, but
Oh, well, I don't know. Again, like they don't remove things from IMAX straight away, do they?
they don't. But sometimes they get traded out for other stuff.
Oh well,
Like
then
they
fingers
got
crossed. Fingers
yeah
crossed.
theater,
Because I will check that out in IMAX. Because I don't think I'll watch it IMAX here. Because I doubt it.
because they cost $100 or whatever a
Yeah.
ticket.
But
And
yeah,
Disney.
I'm keen on that one. That one should be good.
What's next on the Leah?
All right. I'm not sure if you even spoke about it, but you had an Endgame theory, right?
Oh yeah, did we not talk about it?
I'm not sure if we did. That's why I wrote it in the notes, but I'm not sure if we spoke about it yet.
I remember somebody asked about it, and I said I would talk
Yeah,
about
I
it on
tried to look for,
time or
and
something.
then we were like, oh, we'll talk it in the next one, but the next one had Adam in it.
Right. Because
So
that was the Spider-Man one.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, well, let's talk in-game theory then.
yeah.
Uh, One thing that we can talk about that we hadn't before, you sent me the pictures, but I'd actually seen a couple more than this right before you sent them to me. Is there was some like toy designs?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, they're all wearing. By the way,
They have,
this we're just gonna be like talking spoilers and stuff now,
yeah.
possible
So
spoilers and
talk
whatnot. So.
about the theory first, and then the toilers.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, so theory first then. Everybody has been talking about the time jump stuff. I think that's definitely happening. Uh, don't really know all the specifics, which is good. I want to be surprised by that stuff for
Mm.
sure. But I was saying, I think I even talked about this to you off cam one time, or
Possibly, possibly.
off air.
I think we did
But
briefly.
I think that one of the ways that they can up the stakes of the characters that we lose or whatever in this
Right,
movie
you did mention. I think you might have mentioned this.
is I think that we're gonna get a time jump. I don't even necessarily want to speculate on what's going to be happening in this version of time, but I think we're gonna get a forward leap that shows like uh they set up already that Cassie Lang wanted to grow up to be like her dad.
Mm-hmm.
In the comics, she does grow up to be like her dad. She becomes a character in the Young Avengers called Stature. She has a couple other names, but Stature is the one that I mainly knew her from when I was reading them. And she is basically like an Ant Man or a giant man type thing. I mainly see her get big. I don't really see her shrink very often, but I'm sure she's capable of it. But mainly I see her get big, like a giant man type of thing.
She doesn't
And
do the small stuff, does she?
I don't remember her doing it a lot in the Young Avengers when I was reading them, but maybe it's something in her capability. She just chooses not to do it as often.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't remember exactly how that worked, but I remember her getting big a lot. But in any case, there was a long time ago, long time ago, we heard something about a casting for an older version of Cassie Lang. But then they never said it was going to be like a superhero version of her. Just she was going to be older, and everybody was like, "Oh, that makes sense for going if they're going ahead in time." But I actually think it's possible that if they're doing a time jump where we might see that version of her, that we'll see whatever that current Avengers team is.
Oh, do you
And
think that's where all the future suits come from?
no, I think those suits are just. I think those are pre time jump. I think those
Okay.
are going into the quantum realm.
Oh, so that's their quantum realm suits.
I think so. I think because remember how I guess what does he even count as a spoiler for Ant Man and the Wasp? But Michelle Pfeiffer has like a crazy looking outfit on
She does.
when they see her the first time, and all the Ant Man guys have to wear like specific kind of rigs
Yep.
in order to change size or deal with any of that stuff. So it seems like something where they're all going on a mission in different maybe possible universes or possible timelines. And I think it would be interesting if they go forward, we see like a version of even if it's not the Young Avengers, but like an updated version of what the Avengers team is, because Scott's been missing for forever to years or whatever, right? Um, and rather than, because obviously they're going to fix whatever the snap stuff is, because
They're gonna.
every people like to be like, oh, well, it's crap if they fix it because then it removes the stakes. It's like, well, you guys are thinking of it as just half the Avengers died. You're not thinking about half of the life in all of the universe. How would they ever let that sit there like that? They're just going to let half of everything be dead.
Hmm.
you know, I feel like people are removing that amount of scale, and there's um so obviously that's going to get fixed, but I think there's still going to be some, not just one of the core Avengers. I think there's still a large chance that we lose somebody from that core Avengers team, but I think some of the stuff we'll lose is the possibilities of where it could have gone,
Right.
because some of these characters will have existed in a
Yep.
world the snap happened, like
Hmm.
for example
Yeah,
Tony.
exactly. Post snap, people lived. So
Right,
essentially, if you correct the snap, you've changed the future.
right, exactly.
You won't get the people that you got in the future. They'll be different. So
Like
technically, not only like you save a bunch of people, sure, but you've also sacrificed the possibilities that you've seen.
where you could go,
Yeah.
exactly. And like, remember Tony's like vision thing that they were like, I had a dream that we had a kid and it was so real and yada
Mm-hmm.
yada. Like, it's very likely. Well, one, because another thing that maybe I'll save that info, but I've seen a costume for a character where I'm like, well, that's happening. So obviously, we're gonna get to a point where Tony's not gonna be in that ship forever. Obviously, he's not. They're not gonna show that Tony dies in the very beginning of the
Yeah,
movie. Like, or whatever.
that'd be hilarious.
So one way or another, he's getting down to space, but or out of space. But I feel like he's if there's a scenario
He's
where
with Nebula.
have a kid,
Oh right,
then if they undo the snap because the kid making happens after he gets back from space,
right. Oh, that means the kid
then
won't happen.
if we meet a teenager version of Pepper and Tony's kid and then we lose them,
Mm-hmm.
that is a huge stake. So even if we
Sure.
keep Tony has to deal with the fact that he's losing the possibility that he'll have his daughter again. He has to give up his daughter to regain the universe.
It's a big
That
sac.
shit.
That's a big
it-
sacrifice.
that's a huge sacrifice,
Yeah. Well,
And
not
so
well. Most likely, probably sacrificing his life too.
I wonder because if they undo the snap, then if they undo the snap because they figure out a way where Tony has to not only sacrifice his daughter but also eat it in the fight with Thanos would be
Mm-hmm.
something. I just don't know, man. I don't think we're losing Tony. I feel like everybody would be way more bummed in that Spider-Man trailer.
I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like
um,
it though. I mean, it's
I feel like
dude.
he's not around because he's like, I had to give up a kid to save the
Yeah,
universe.
I'm
Me
done.
and are going on vacation forever.
Yeah, I'm done for now. You know what? Don't even call me.
Yeah, you're on your own, kid.
Yeah, like we've got a bunch of other heroes at this point. You're
Yeah,
good.
what more sacrifice would Tony have to make than
Yeah.
his one and maybe only chance to have had a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my it.
That movie is very soon.
It is very soon.
I'm
It's gonna be
excited.
bonkers if I'm anywhere close to right.
Yeah, sure. I think it will be. I think it's going to be bonkers regardless of whether or not you're close to right or not.
I'm just saying because I've not heard anybody talking about it.
Sure.
So if it's as come out of nowhere as it potentially is, and because I'm seldomly ever on the money, the closest we ever got was our Spider-Man talk before Homecoming came out.
Mm.
But if I'm anywhere close, I'll be really surprised. But I kind of want it to be something like that because the
Yeah.
stakes are so high.
Yeah, I mean, because that way it's not exactly just like, oh, they saved the snap, we lose one of the main guys. Here, there's actually like, oh, we actually, It's a lot of story.
Right. Like they'll build up a
Yeah.
relationship. But
How
I'm
long is
really
this movie supposed to be?
how long is it supposed to be?
Yeah, like 3 hours or some shit.
I feel like he said it's gonna be as close to 3 hours as they've ever gotten.
Good.
Um, but I feel like it deserves a long playthrough because it's supposed to be the end game, you know? But now that we've talked about that, we can talk about some of the toys that we've seen.
Sure. So you know those like big Hasbro toys where they've got like
The big dumb
the
ones that look
big
like
dumb ones where they've got like 5 points of articulation,
right, right,
but they're like 12 inches tall.
right, right.
You know, they've got a bunch of them now that shows it shows like Hulk, Rocket, Black Widow. I think I forget who else. Ronan.
Yeah,
Um,
a little disappointed with the Ronin mask.
right. It just looks like
It's like a balaclava or whatever,
yeah,
but it has a
but
couple
yeah.
lines on.
Thor and most of the ones that I named, other I think apart from Ronan, they all had like this Avengers style suit,
Yeah,
like a
I'm
uniform.
right. They all had matching uniforms
Yeah.
on. I'm very curious if that's like maybe because you know how in the trailer you see Ant-Man show up, and granted, Marvel likes to change things up
Mhm.
in their trailers, but you see the Ant-Man shows up and um, Widow still has the blonde hair.
Mhm.
I am wondering because the Widow suit that we saw of her in the matching Avengers thing, she's got red hair,
Yep.
but the back ends of it have blonde in it. The long bits have blonde in it. Like she's grown her hair out.
Right.
She didn't cut it. She just grew it out, and
Screw
so
it
the
out, and it's yeah, and the blonde is grown out, it's outgrown now, and it's just red, which is her
so
natural hair.
I'm kind of wondering if it's a situation where like Ant-Man gets there and then they like he's been helping Tony or something develop like back develop the technology to get them into the quantum realm because you got to remember he doesn't have Hank Pym's tech
Nah.
because all those guys are vaped.
Mhm.
So I feel like if it's taken a long ass time for Tony to figure out how to do it because he doesn't have that tech,
He
that
basically just has to dissect whatever Ant Man's
is
suit.
how they'll have gone through so much
Yeah.
time where they can even do the crazy time mission, you
Right.
know.
Right. Right.
I'm
Dude,
just thinking
there's so many things that could happen.
this movie's gonna be
Yeah,
bonkers,
there's so many things that can happen.
and we've still not seen the shot that everybody's talking about of like because there was a lot of talk before Infinity War came out where they were like there's a shot of like 61 of the like cast members or something like that all on the same on the screen at the same time that that maybe that could have been a reference to Wakanda but that was only like half of the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a shot where it's like fucking everybody,
Where it's a school.
which I'm like how is that even going to work visually, like that's going to be like some bonkers scenario.
It's gonna be nuts. Like, why would they even be in the same place at the same time?
Some of the stuff on the back of the figure thing is bizarre too, like some stuff makes sense, like the Chitari are back. But it's not like they're coming back. I think it's because they go to that Avengers 1 fight
Mm.
because
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Right, right.
that photos of them
Yeah,
in
which
the
is crazy because like those photos like appeared before Infinity War.
right because they filmed them back to back.
Exactly. So you're like, wait, why is that one's from taken from Avengers 1 and this one's from like who knows what. So I have no idea. I'm just excited. I can't wait.
I'm wondering if it's a scenario where they're trying to go back and snatch the stones from different points in time
So could more than one stone exist if you take it from the past, or would you remove it completely from the future?
because like if they go back and get the stone that Loki had
Any stuff.
in his staff, or I guess if they go back to Avengers 1, then they technically have access to two stones because they didn't know originally that there was a stone in the staff. They only knew about the one that was the Tesseract or
Right,
whatever.
that's true. That's true.
So if there's two there, then that seems like that makes sense as an optimum place to go snatch them up from. I'm wondering if they'll prevent it from happening because then the places that Thanos would have to try and go to get them would not have them anymore, and no one would know that they have them other than them.
Mm.
Because there's not like a Dragon Ball meter for
Right,
these.
yeah, 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 that's right, that's right. Unless like Thanos himself would have to know history completely to know where
Right,
each of the stones were at all times. I'm sure he's got the time stone, but then he'd still have to know where to go to get him.
right. He'd have to know to look for certain things.
Exactly.
It's
Hmm.
interesting though because he that was the first time he got the ability to use the time stone in the way that he did. He didn't have all the training and shit that Strange had. He didn't even think to do the like I'm gonna look at every possible
No, he
scenario
didn't.
because he wouldn't even know to
No,
because
he just
Strange.
he just knows how to like. Oh, I can change. I can go back a couple of seconds before you destroyed Vision Stone.
So I'm very much wondering if it's a scenario where one of the last things that they have to do is redo that Wakandan battle, except for everyone's going to be in the same spot.
Ah, so like it's basically Wakanda Battle number 2 or like reboot, but with the 70, 60 characters now.
Right.
Ugh,
That would be really
ugh.
interesting.
I just can't wait. I don't know what they're gonna do with this movie.
Yeah, it's going to be bonkers. Whatever it is going to be bonkers.
It
I hope
is.
wrong about everything except for the thing about maybe the kid thing because that's pretty hardcore. But everything else, I kind of hope I'm wrong about. It just sounds awesome anyway.
It's gonna be great.
I want to be surprised still, but I can't help but speculate.
Well, I
Um,
mean, speculation is fine. We can always speculate.
there was some other weird stuff about the toys,
Other than they look like garbage.
other than that they look like garbage. But there was actually a bunch of pictures. There was actually a bunch of pictures of the back
I
of
didn't
them.
see the back of them.
It showed like the other characters that were available.
Okay. I can look at them now.
Yeah,
I know that had Thor, they had Rocket.
and
Uh,
after like Professor Hulk. Well, they're calling the people are calling him that, but I don't know if that's
what he's
necessarily
called? Yeah, it's a Hulk. Maybe it's Smart Hulk.
right. I think that's what it's going to be. I just don't know if they'll call him specifically that. I
Professor
think
Hulk.
he'll still just be Hulk, but now he'll talk more like Banner.
Cool. Weird.
Um, I can't find the back of it now, but they showed like Valkyrie.
Oh,
Um, so she's gonna be back in some capacity, which is good.
yeah. No
Uh,
Sif, I assume.
I didn't hear anything about Sif.
They like
All right,
forgetting about her, don't they?
back of it. It would be cool if she came back.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
But as on the back box art, they showed her specifically, and she's like in her white full white gear.
So she's not rocking the Avengers gear?
I don't think so. It didn't look like it was part of it. I think there's probably some sort of scene that just resolves like where the rest of the Asgardians are.
I'm cool with that.
And then, if she's going to show up to battle, she's going to show up in her Valkyrie gear.
That's true.
The other figure that I was going to say that they showed that I didn't want to talk about before we got to the Toilers is they showed the full rescue design, the Pepper Potts rescue
Oh,
armor.
cool. How's it look?
It's like a just a thinner Iron Man suit, but it's sort of blue.
Okay.
Not sort of, it's all the way blue.
Okay.
Blue with gold accents or whatever. But I super believe that that line in the trailer is just them, like just like when they did the snap foreshadowing in the
Yeah.
Infinity War trailer. I think they were telling us how Tony gets out of space. And he said with no chance of rescue, and I think Pepper's going to show up in Pepper armor and
Yep.
get him.
Yay! Then everyone's gonna cheer.
Yeah, because he's going to show up. He says the thing about rescue. And they don't have to call her rescue.
Nope.
She'll show up in her own special armor, and
Cool.
she's the one that saves him for once
That's nice.
or for twice because she sort of did it in Iron Man 3.
That's nice.
Um, Somebody else though that was strange on the back of that. I really wish I could find that back piece.
I've only seen
But
a couple of these images on Instagram.
I'm super excited that that Valkyrie's coming back either way.
Yeah.
I think she was one of the more positive aspects of a very fun film that was
Mm-hmm.
Thor. Also, we get one of the other things was the full armor Thanos.
Yeah. There's been images floating around of an SH figure arts of that.
Oh, of him with the sword and everything.
So far, it's just Thanos with his full armor.
Hmm.
But if anything, we'll probably find out
Do you think you'd get that?
next month. Maybe we'll see.
I have the Thanos from Infinity War.
Same here. But he
And
does look sick in armor.
huh?
He does look sick in armor.
It feels way more specifically Thanos that way.
Yeah. I'm
And I also
curious.
be glad that they didn't keep him in the armor as much in Infinity War because then it's like full final boss mode, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like he wore it when he beat up Hulk,
Right.
and then the rest he's just, in his PJs.
Yeah, he's coming fully out of retirement
Mm-hmm.
for this battle.
Keen,
But
man.
that's all of our stuff this time, right?
No, we've got some other stuff. So, we have we're gonna answer like some comments and some
Yeah,
questions.
yes,
So we've
yes.
got two. One is from one of the episodes from Animatesam. He
Yeah.
asks, as someone who will try to get into the con circuit, it'll be cool if you guys have some con talk sections too, as I always enjoy to know how those go. Now, it's been a while since you've done conventions.
It has.
Any plans for any upcoming ones?
I'd very much like to do Rose City here. I
Right.
want to do Emerald City this year. I got as far as waiting list.
Same here.
But those are the kind of the only two that were immediately on my radar because I don't
You're not as
do.
active anymore.
Yeah, I just don't. I kind of lost my luster for a little bit. I'd actually like to start doing them again.
When is Rose City?
Rose City, I think, is
Is
September.
that September?
I think so.
Hmm. Maybe I
Uh,
might do that this year, depending on what my schedule is.
I think that would be a fun one to do.
Once we find out what the date on is that, and then I'll see whether or not that fits within a schedule. But
I
that'd be
like
cool if we can do that.
because it's like not as crazy as Emerald City
Yeah,
is now.
but it's getting bigger still.
Yeah, but it's still really popular
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's one Portland has.
right. I've got Aloha, Amazing Comic Con Aloha, end of next month. That's
Right.
in Honolulu.
Yeah.
In regards to conventions, it kind of I like them. I like doing them. Right. I haven't attended one in a while. Actually, I plan on next month when I'm there. I plan on flying to. I'm looking into flying to LA for a weekend to attend, just to attend the TF Con. It's
Yeah,
Transformers. Yeah,
right on.
because I'm like, I've always wanted to go, and scheduling never works. But for some reason, I'm like, oh, I'm in America,
What
and it's
makes
in LA.
it,
Sorry?
what makes it worth it since you can kind of get Transformers at a lot of conventions?
Access to a lot of the third party stuff in one room.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because the dealers, all the dealers are there. I can get it for that price as opposed to import prices. Um, Mainly
Where's
it.
that at?
That's in LA. It's in a hotel in LA.
What time of year?
Because it takes place in different times throughout the year, and
Like
they
more.
always, well, because like last year it was in the East Coast in I think there's like twice. I think it happens like twice a year, but last year happened. I think it was like November in New Jersey or something like that. But this year it's in March, and it's in LA.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, I can go for a weekend. It
Yeah, why
takes
not?
place. It's in the same weekend as Emerald City, but because we're on a waiting list, I'm like, I doubt I'll get a table
Yeah.
at this point. So I'm like, I'm not even fussed. I can go for a weekend to LA just to look at some Transformers.
You would want to get a table at it if you went?
Oh no, no, I'm not gonna get a table. It's way too
If
late for that.
you would want to?
Sorry.
If it was possible, would you want to?
I'm not like I don't do Transformers. Like I can draw them, and I
Ever
wouldn't be bothered because it's like one show to do it.
you want to volunteer yourself to draw that many Transformers up?
No. Although to be fair, what I might do is since I'm gonna be there, if anyone actually wants like Transformers related art,
Right.
I
Just
can do it prior to the show and just bring it along.
right.
That way, because I know Matt's got a table.
You
Matt
do them.
Moylan.
I'd be curious to see you do it like I'm gonna do Transformers, but in a random view style, like
Oh yeah, I'd
simple
streamline it.
lines.
I would streamline it. I kind of want to, to be honest, I kind of want to, just for
I'd
fun, because I love him.
see what they would look like, but you should not do them like spot on G1, like
No, no,
revamp.
no. Yeah,
They
yeah.
should.
It's very like do it super G1 influence, but I'll
What
do my own spin.
you do if you're gonna test out that look is do a Transformer of the car.
Oh, tight. I was already planning it, but I haven't had a chance to because of schedule. But that's a good thing. I might try that. That could see. I to be fair, I wanted to do a jam
Mhm.
that involves Transformers, but I'm like, that's
That's
almost asking for too much.
that's gonna lot. A certain segment of people will want to do it.
All right, because it's like pick a vehicle,
Right.
turn that vehicle into an Autobot or a Decepticon. That's it.
I'd like to see it. I don't know if I do one, but
I
I'd
would.
like.
I mean, I'd do couple actually, just because.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
But yeah, so I'll probably do that show. But in regards to cons, like I'm trying to like, I'm prepping. I just signed up for a table at the Melbourne Supernova. Prices are
Mhm.
getting higher. Like every year they go up, yet nothing of the show changes. So it's kind of like, do I even bother? Um, I'm going, I guess. I'm going because it's local, but I don't know. Like cons are fun. It's fun for me because I get to hang out with people I don't often see,
Mhm.
especially the international ones. Like it's an excuse to hang out,
Right.
you know. But yeah, I don't know. Cons are good. I like them. I'm sure there'll be a point where some people end up getting bored of it and stuff. So far, it hasn't yet. I mean, and we've been going to shows since what? First show we went to is 2006.
Yeah. I still love doing them.
Yeah.
I like the experience a lot more if I like know people or at least the people around me are friendly.
Yes, absolutely.
Um, like I've done shows solo or whatever, but I have way more fun if it's like you and me or
Oh, absolutely.
Rob or something where it's like people you know, like your
Mm-hmm.
actual friends, where you can like pad out the time where nothing's happening, or at least like be having conversations while you're drawing
Mm-hmm.
and and playing off of each other
Yep.
is like more fun.
That's actually one of the best aspects is like after a con, you're pretty much jazzed for drawing.
Yeah, man.
Because it's you're there. It's you're primarily there for like comics and all that type of stuff. But because you're drawing throughout the weekend, it's weird. Like your body's exhausted, but you're so amped to draw because of all the vibes
Right.
that you just want to keep drawing, and
Even
it's always quite
even
good.
like, on after, like if you
Yeah.
like, oh, we're going for a thing after,
Oh
or
yeah.
I'm gonna work on commissions, and
Yep,
we're all gonna pile in the hotel room and all draw,
that's what happens
or
every show.
going to a hotel downstairs for a drink and draw, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
Absolutely.
favorite aspect, is just schmoozing with the homies and the
Mm-hmm.
other artists, and absorbing all of that inspirato and
Yep.
artistic energy.
It's fun. I love it.
That's my favorite part of it. And meeting people that come to the table, and
Dude,
they're
for
all
real.
nice. People are really cool. I've had a lot of positive experiences. You know what I'm really missing out on, and I know that I'm missing out on it. It's kind of a bummer. Is I wish I was doing conventions at the height of people doing the Scarlet MJ cosplay, because I feel like I probably had opportunities to see that in person,
Dude,
and
I
it
feel you.
all happened when I was not doing it.
Right. Exactly.
Because I saw pictures, I know they were happening, but I
Mm-hmm.
would have stoked to see somebody walk up and be like, "I'm that thing," and I'm like, "Hey."
Yeah, exactly, right? The one year that I didn't attend Anime Expo,
hmm
the guy who dressed up as the Kamen Rider Spider was there.
Those
And I'm
things look.
like, I want to just be able to, take a photo just with the suit.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, hey, bruh, what does it cost you to send me one of those helmets?
Yeah. Okay. Actually,
You obviously can make one.
somebody
Just
somebody on Instagram hit me up. They want to actually they want to print out a helmet, and I was like, all right, I'll find a time to do a turnaround of it.
yeah,
But let me know. Yeah, I was like, 'cause I want one. If you're gonna
yes.
do it, I want one.
If he'll do a Scarlet one, I would like it.
Yeah,
So that we can show up at a con like that.
that'd be tight. That would be so. I just wear regular clothes with the helmet.
Just wear a hoodie.
Or I get one of those. Go to that site and get the
Oh, the printout
yeah,
one.
the printout of the actuals.
Yeah.
That'd be
Make
tight.
our own custom hoodies for
That'd
it.
be tight. We got one more question. We got this one early on Twitter
Ah,
from
yeah.
Jerrid Peterson. He goes, FooRay Chamba. It would never happen, but how would you feel about a Rodriguez/Miller style TMNT film? Picture vibrant, colorful bandanas and Casey Jones' stark white mask amidst a noir aesthetic. It could be campy like The Spirit or gritty like Sin City.
I would love it. I mean, I feel like to some degree that's kind of what we've been talking about for a while,
Yep.
is taking a more mature approach for the fans of
Original.
the original source material,
Hmm.
because
We've not had it so far.
yeah, we've not had it. There's
No.
and there's plenty of content for new kids. There's a cartoon going right now, and they've done the Bay Turtles, like weird Avengers version of the Ninja Turtles. It would be sick if they would put out a true honest version
Could you
of that.
imagine like the high contrast bandanas?
I think it would be cool. My only issue would be, I don't want it to be an exactly stark
Yeah,
white,
I don't either.
like the spirit
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah. You don't have to go that far.
Yeah, but if they toned down the
Yep.
color but popped up the reds and shit
Yes.
like that,
Yep.
I'd be fine with that. I'd like to see that, but maybe not a perfect one
Yeah,
to
yeah.
one.
I don't think it needs to be like pure black and white contrast.
But I think a grittier take where the turtles' personalities are still accurate, but when they're serious about their ninja,
Mm-hmm.
they've trained their whole
Mm-hmm.
lives to do, and they should be good at it. They should be efficient at it. They are a team. I would love to see that. I would
Mm-hmm.
love to see that, because right now the grittiest version that we have is the '92 one, and
It's the original.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, the original. That's bizarre that the truest version is really that old one, and we've had so many years and so many opportunities to
It's still the best one. And to be fair, the first CG one, I like that one.
the TMNT one.
TMNT, I like it. I don't like the villains felt weird to me.
The villains were a bizarre choice. Yeah,
But in terms of the turtles, they were the turtles.
turtles were the turtles. I think some of the designs haven't aged as well,
No.
but some of the stuff still looks amazing.
Oh yeah,
Like the
yeah. Dude, the
little
rain
rat
fight?
on the rooftop,
Yeah, the rooftop rain fight, man.
the rainforest jungle stuff with Leo at the beginning, where he's like moving in shadow and stuff.
The
That was,
size was great.
yeah, some of that stuff was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd love to see that take on them. I don't think that that's completely out of the realm of possibility.
I
One day,
hope not. I really hope not.
we were just talking about they're supposed to be doing some sort of reboot of the
Yep.
Turtle,
From
right?
the guys from The Quiet Place, producers of The Quiet Place.
And to me, nothing about the guys from the Quiet Place insinuates that it's going to be a
No.
bright, a bright, sunshiny thing.
Also, not because, but they also did produce the previous two Turtles.
Okay, so these aren't new guys.
These
These are
aren't
the
new
same.
guys, but they want to take it a new direction.
Is this still Platinum Dunes, or is this just two guys that were producers on it?
I have no idea. All I know is it's two
I
guys
think
that were producing the original one.
that's the most important
Right,
question.
right. All I know is that's different direction. So that could be, that can go one way or another, you know?
Uh, I really want to know if it is Platinum
Well, once
Dunes.
we get more information regarding this, we'll probably find out within the next few
But
months.
it is still Platinum
It
Dunes.
is? Okay.
Yeah, the two guys that you were talking about, Andrew Form, Brad Fuller,
Okay.
are returning.
Are they
Uh, but
Platinum Dunes guys?
do a redo of like, oh, sorry, Mulligan. People weren't into that.
Our bad. We failed twice.
I hope they're small this time and not
Yeah,
giant.
please. Let's not look at like let's not try to make an Avengers movie with turtles.
No, make a ninja
Make
movie.
a ninja movie with Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, man. Make a ninja movie, but the ninjas are turtles. Why is that even the? Why is
I
that
don't
not
know, man.
version of how this could go, Jeff? Without even without the premise of the it's got to be the noir and all that stuff. Even without saying it's got to be like the old turtles. Why why didn't they just start with let's make a ninja movie? But the ninjas are
Yeah,
turtles.
because I mean, it's pretty much in the title.
Right. I why it's
If
just okay, let's not talk about the Bay former turtles
yeah,
anymore 'cause it's so aggravating. But they are trying again.
yeah, let's. You know
Who
what? Are we
asked the
gonna give
question?
him a chance?
Who was the person that asked it again?
Jerrid Peterson.
Jerrid Peterson. We get another shot at this, man.
Yeah,
Still those same guys doing it. But by golly gee, I'm holding out a hope.
I
Just
am
like I did for the last two of these damn movies. I held out hope. We held out hope for Ninja Turtles 2 because it looked like they were trying to correct some of the things that they got wrong with the first one. And some of the things were interesting. They
too.
definitely went full on 80s cartoon version.
They did. They did.
And I appreciated the attempt to go 80s cartoon version. We talked about that when those were coming out. We're like, hey, they're giving us the Turtle Van. They're giving us Bebop and Rocksteady. They're going for that 80s, toys brought to life thing. And
Sure.
I
Sure.
I was like, okay, fine. They're not going to change what the turtles are. They're still super strong and everything,
Yep.
but they're going to try and make it the
Right.
toy. Like somebody was playing with the toys
Yep.
and back around, and that's fine.
They
But now
dressed
that
they
we've
dressed
done,
Hulk up as turtles. They put shells on him.
right now that we've done that, look at like the Santa Loco comics, those the IDW
Yep.
run of like history of the Foot Clan and like that era. Look at how those are done, where they're respectful to what came before it, but they're approaching like a new visual style. Everything's really kinetic and energetic. It doesn't have to be those stories, but it can be approached in a serious way.
Also ninjas.
And also they're ninjas, and Shredder is a ninja.
I think that's a key. That's a
Super
key
badass
point there.
ninja with metallic ninja
Mm-hmm.
armor.
That's
Better than
like a key point. Make them ninjas.
yeah, man. Please, like you remember? Can we just go back in time a little bit and remember when they were talking about how that movie was going to be the raid?
Don't say these things,
Before
please.
they showed us any of that stuff, they were like, we're trying to make this the raid." And you know what? I think those guys were honest. I think those guys were telling the truth, and
I
that's
do
what they
too.
wanted to do. And somebody over there behind the scenes was like, "Nah, man, these Avengers movies is where it's at. Those are the people. Look how much money the raid made. Now
Compared to
look
Avengers.
what the Avengers made.
Mm-hmm.
Make the Avengers, but put shells on them.
Yep. We want Avengers money, not raid money.
Right. So I understand how an executive guy is going to do that, but it's about finding the raid. If they put out the movie The Raid, but all the main characters were the Ninja Turtles and they were invading a building that was taken over by the Shredder and the Foot Clan,
Ah, that would be one of the best
it would have
movies.
if the raid didn't exist, but
Yep.
the movie that came out was that. If it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles colon the Raid Redemption,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
the movie would have made a gajillion
It would
dollars.
have made a lot. It would have been at least a bloody critical and fan hit.
Yes, and it would have, at very least, would have made a fortune on the.
Also, their
These,
budget wouldn't even have to be that big.
no, man, just suits and crap. It's
Yeah.
just suits and crap. They did it before, and it's all easier to do now.
CG the faces if you want to.
If you want to, if you
Just
want,
just to
you
make
know,
that easier for you, if anything.
animatronic heads,
Yeah.
and then fix it in post.
That's well do that. Do that.
Come on, man. What
Come
is
on.
this malarkey?
I don't know.
Anyway,
That's it for
good
episode.
question. I hope it happens.
Yeah, I
We
did
do have
too.
a shot, but just don't get your hopes too high because it's still the same guys.
Yeah.
Just in case somebody behind the scenes still doesn't let them do what they wanted to do when
Mhm.
they wanted to make the raid with Ninja Turtles.
Mhm.
They didn't get to do it the first time. Hopefully, we get to. Just for a second, remember in that first Bay Turtles, they get all the way to that Foot Soldier Mountain because they spent all that time going trying to explain why Eric Sachs is not the Shredder anymore. And they get to that one section where all the we open a door and all those foot soldiers are on the other side, like 400 Foot Clan
Yep.
members on the other side of this wall. And they've already established that these Ninja Turtles are bulletproof and have
Yep.
super strength. The one scenario that totally makes sense for them to fight a bunch of these Foot Clan members and it'd be fun to watch.
Yep.
And they go, nah, and they just close the door. They just close the door and leave the scenario.
Yeah.
And then they fight Megatron on top of the thing.
Yep.
And you know how much more big stakes the second movie would have been if they didn't fight a giant robot version of the Shredder in the first movie? If they fought a regular ninja and then in the second movie they fought a giant robot with a brain in it, then the stakes would have went up. But they didn't do it that way. They fought a giant robot in the first movie. So there was no progression except for now
Now
the
it's an
character
alien.
is sillier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
That
we
film
get
is ridiculous, dude.
I hope we get that's more a mature take. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be hard R Ninja
No,
Turtles,
no, no, no.
but give us like a PG-13 serious. Take it serious. Take the content seriously. Think of what Daredevil was like. It's supposed to exist in the same world as Daredevil. So make what Daredevil did on Netflix, but give us the fucking Ninja Turtles
Yep.
doing it. Anyway, that was a good question.
That was a great question.
A great way to end the episode.
I think
Was there
so
another
too.
one?
That was it.
All right. So until the next one, guys, I think that's where we'll end it. So stay chipper, chaps.
Stay chipper.